Hi guys, Anime Magic here with my latest Exodia deck update. While I was at the sneak peek, I found that this deck was running quite slow in comparison to some of the decks I'd seen. So some of the guys that were also running Exodia decks, they decided to trade me a couple of cards to really speed it up. So like Vortex Trooper and Emissary of the Afterlife are in here now. Dark Doorway's been taken out. So yeah, you can have a look yourself when I go through it and hopefully give me a few comments on it. Anyway, I'll just start off 5 pieces of Exodia. So they're pretty much staying. No way I'm going to be getting rid of those anytime soon. Exodius, now some people are saying take them out. Me, personally, I think this is what helps me make this deck mine, considering it is pretty handy in that I can bring monsters back to the deck that are useful, like Sangan, Emissary, and if any of the Exodia pieces are in the graveyard that I don't want to be stuck in there. In many terms it works like a pot of avarice for all monsters, but you don't get to draw them, so it is pretty handy, and it can be something with just one monster in the graveyard as well, so it is quite a useful card. So only downside is when it's removed from the field, it's removed from play. And obviously it gains 1,000 for every normal in the grave. Since I took out my Dark World Gatekeeper, it's only got 4 targets for the normals, but obviously if you get 5 pieces in the graveyard, it's an instant win. I now run 3 Vortex Troopers in this deck. I had to buy one of them and the other 2 I got in a trade. Basically normal summon this guy, take 2 cards from your hand, add them to the deck, shuffle up and redraw 2. So it's handy if you want to just send cards. It's like a magical mallet in some cases, you could say that. I still run the Skill Angel and Double Dark Mimic combination, just for the fact that they can just be set and I'll draw a card when they're destroyed, unless they're attacked by, say, Blade Knight or No Mana Crossout or Iru. Double Deslocuda. Set these guys, but of course you have to flip summon them into face up attack position in order to activate their effect. And then you just get to flip them back face down, so pretty good if I get swords up on the field so I can keep using the draws. 2 Emissaries of the Afterlife. I would like to run 3 in this deck. When this guy's sent from the field to the graveyard, both players pick a level 3 or lower normal monster from the deck and add it to their hands, so I just use it to search for the body pieces. Double Gale Lizard, since I don't have a Grand Mole at the moment in this deck, these are just for bounce. Set, flip, and they just return cards to the hand. So I can use it on mine, or I use it mainly on my Vortex Troopers or any of their monsters. Marshmallow still runs in this deck, for obvious reasons. Basic stall card. When he's set and attacked when face down, he inflicts 1,000 damage to my opponent. I got this off a trade with my friend, so there's the 1 Battle Fader in this deck now. My opponent goes for a direct attack, I can special summon this guy in defense mode. At the end, negate the battle phase, and it's pretty handy. Only trouble is I've only got the 1 of these things, so yeah. And it's just just 1 extra defending monster. Sangan, for obvious reasons, his search ability. Zero Gardener, summon him, tribute him, don't take any damage and none of my monsters can be destroyed. Handy if I've got the Deslocudas face down and I haven't got swords. Spirit Reaper, for obvious reasons. Only downside is that if he's targeted by spell or trap or monster effect, he's instantly destroyed. Cyber Valley, still only have the 1 of these things in the deck, but it is pretty handy. Summon it, if it selects as an attack target, remove it from play, and I get the draw card. Negates the battle phase. Morphing Jar, just if I have a dead hand or there aren't that many things I can use, I can just set this. Everything gets sent to the grave that I have in my hand, and I get to redraw 5. Karibo, just for attack dodge. Or if, say, I want to summon a Vortex Trooper and he's got loads of high attack point monsters on the field, I can ram, Vortex Trooper and send them off to the graveyard if I've got if I just want a defense, or if I've got Battle Vader in my hand to negate the battle next turn. I can just send this to the grave and then I just won't take any damage. Pyramid Turtle for the obvious search reasons for Spirit Reaper and obviously my Deslocudas. Spells, they've shaved down quite a bit now, from 10 to 7 I think it is. So yeah, Pot of Avarice, obvious thing, just gets monsters back to the deck and I get to draw 2 cards. Dark Core, just in case they summon out Stardusts, Red Novas, Shooting Stars, stuff like that, so I can just instantly remove them, doesn't destroy. Card Trader, pretty much I send a card back from my hand to the deck, shuffle up and draw during the standby phase. I would like to trade this in for a Gold Sark, possibly 2, so that could pretty much help. MST, pretty much stable for the deck. Card Destruction, pretty much the same reason I have Morphin Jar. If I've got a dead hand or nothing I can use, I can just activate this and get some new ones. Swords, staple stall. Monster Reincarnation, toss a card, get a card back from the grave. Battle Vader, if it's been descended by card destruction or another effect. Emissaries, Vortex Troopers, you name it, I can get it back. Call the Haunted for traps now, just a special summon back here, an Emissary or Sangan for the search effects. Reckless Greed, still run only the one of these things. Sakuretsu Armor, does come in handy if I'm facing high attack beaters or field swarms, so it does come in handy. Backup Soldier in case I've had to ditch some of the Exodia pieces in order to keep myself alive. So it does just add them back to the hand, as long as they're the normal monsters. Legacy of Yanata, just a draw card, because I don't have a Jar of Greed. Defense Draw, just allows me to duck out of damage for once and draw a card. Evacuation Unit, just in case my opponent special summons a Synchro monster or something that can really hurt me. And if Exodius is removed from the field, I'm able to special summon it back with this. So that's pretty handy. I've taken out Return from the Different Dimension because I find that it just doesn't run that well with this deck, and Magic Jammer's out as well. So pretty much that's the reworked version. It's similar to some of the ones that I'd seen at the tournament. But yeah. Anyway, tell us what you think. Comment, rate, subscribe. I don't know what I'll be doing for my next deck update, but hopefully it'll be something good. Anyway, see you all later. Anime Magica.